The environmental impacts of abandoned pre-law mines, mines abandoned prior to environmental regulations of 1977 that required operators to reclaim mined areas after operations were completed, cannot be understated. From dealing with underground fires like our recent stories from Broken Run, to dangerous high walls and open mine portals, to acid mine drainage polluting streams, the DEP's Office of Abandoned Mine Lands and Reclamation keeps busy with its efforts to clean up and restore these damaged properties. The DEP's Terry Fletcher has the story of one such recently completed project in Tucker County.
It's called Tub Run, and the view here today looks nothing like it did just a few years ago.
This was pretty much a barren landscape all along this surface mining operation. The spoil materials were very acidic, so not a lot of vegetation could thrive, could grow on these areas. So it was pretty barren. Wind conditions could make it really dusty. Also, the surface water was popping out in seeps and destroying a lot of the streams. And that surface water also, we think, was going underground into the underground mine workings and coming out downslope, very acidic.
Located on a high plateau in the Allegheny Mountains just a mile from Blackwater Canyon and about 6 miles from Canaan Valley, work on the project began just over 5 years ago. Because of the higher elevation, crews had to deal with a shortened construction season, so the project was split into 2 phases.
We had quite a bit of dangerous high wall. I think we had almost 20,000 linear feet of high wall that we backfilled. Also had 29 acres of refuse that we covered. That refuse was tested by the U.S. Forest Service, and it was high in arsenic, so a lot of potentially dangerous impacts to anyone on the property.
The project was completed in late 2015 at a cost of over $4.6 million. In addition to backfilling the nearly 4 miles of dangerous high walls and covering areas of toxic mine spoil, crews filled in several hazardous pits and impoundment, along with 5 collapsed mine portals. Those mine portals were leaking up to 100 gallons of acid mine drainage every minute, potentially entering the underground mine workings of the adjacent Kempton Mine Complex, another AML project that was completed several years ago.
We think that most of the surface mining here was conducted in the 1930s, 1940s, based on records from the U.S. Forest Service from their mine leases. And underground mining, although in a lot of the project there were no openings, but the surface mining came into very, very close to the underground mining that occurred earlier than that, probably in the 1920s, possibly earlier than that also.
The project spans nearly 180 acres. The bulk of that, just under 150 acres, is operated by the Mountaintop Hunting Club, whose members use the property for everything from hunting and fishing to cross-country skiing, mountain biking, and trail riding. The remainder of the project, located along its southernmost edge, is operated by the U.S. Forest Service as part of the Monongahela National Forest.
Well, I think it looks beautiful. Everything's green now and looks pretty natural to me. And when we use the area, I belong to the Mountaintop Hunting Club, live about a mile downstream behind me, and I ride my bike up here and ski up here, hike up here, and I'm not a hunter myself, but I see a lot of increase in the game in the area. There are deer and turkeys, black bears everywhere. But just when my wife and I come up here, it just really looks so much nicer than it used to.
The project also addressed the adjacent Albert High Wall site, closing off a horseshoe-shaped box cut that opened into several mine portals leading off in all directions. Besides eliminating safety hazards at the sites, the environmental benefits gained from the 2 projects have been significant. The addition of limestone stream channels, and limestone sand treatment of streams have improved water quality on the site by reducing acid and metal loading into discharge water. Covering the spoil and refuse piles and promoting a lush overgrowth of plant material has limited water contact with the acid-producing material and protected the public as well as area wildlife from arsenic exposure in addition to improving wildlife habitat. In Tucker County, I'm Terry Fletcher for Environment Matters.
In addition to the U.S. Forest Service and Mountaintop Hunting Club, the DEP also partnered with the local watershed group, Friends of Black Water, on the project to assist with the stream and discharge monitoring and testing efforts, along with the U.S. Department of Interior, Office of Surface Mining, and the Western Pocahontas Land Corporation.